Right now, the government is officially shut down after a week-long standoff between Republicans and Democrats. The big sticking point in all of this has been health care.
So a government shutdown can affect more than just paychecks. Julissa Garza has been diving into the impacts of the shutdown. And Julissa, you're here in studio with someone who is feeling those impacts firsthand.
Yeah, that's right. This shutdown means food assistance programs like SNAP and WIC could be delayed, which is putting extra pressure on families and the groups that help them. So I've got President and CEO of the Houston Food Bank, Greene, here with me to explain how this impacts the community and what families can do to get some help. Brian, thank you so much for being here with us. Just starting with the very first question, how does a SNAP or WIC delay affect families here in the Houston area?
Well, we were sure hoping this wasn't going to happen, but now that it's here, if this is short, the answer will be it won't. The actual benefits will only be impacted if you probably go well past 30 days. You get into that second month, that's when we're at risk of having SNAP run out. The impact that we could see in October, though, is the loss of paychecks. Now that won't start immediately because people just got paid.
Right.
But military would not get paid if this goes to the 15th of October. And then other government workers, federal workers, would only get a partial check. It goes to the end of the month. That's when they're all not getting paid anymore.
Yeah.
Most people are pretty close to paycheck. So you will see very significant surge in need if it gets that far. And then it would get really dramatic if we go deep into November or later.
Yeah, so like we were talking about earlier off camera, it really just depends how long this shutdown lasts. But how does the food bank adjust operations to meet that increased need during a government shutdown, especially because the Houston Food Bank serves a lot of different pantries and just a large area?
Yeah, so we work with about 18 counties and about 1,600 partners. So fortunately for us, like our supplies are not interrupted. Most of our is surplus from the food industry that's coming in. But when you have a big surge in need, typically that would be like when we have a storm. And what happens is the cavalry helps, right? Mm-hmm. Other communities help us. The federal government steps up, helps us. In a scenario here where the federal government is shut down, they're obviously not going to be doing it. And then the whole country is dealing with this. So there's no cavalry. So we basically have to go with what we have locally. We are a little fortunate in that we always stock up for hurricane season, and we haven't had one. So we've got 40 plus tractor trailer loads of extra supplies, and so we'll have that to be able to tap into. And then also there's commodities, USDA commodities actually coming in to make up for the commodities that we distributed after Hurricane Beryl and the summer storms last year. We're finally getting kind of that replenishment stock. So we'll be in a little bit better position than we normally would. But I just want to say, if we get to the point where the SNAP benefits are not happening, put this in perspective, for every meal we supply, SNAP supplies 9. So there's no chance that we could make up that kind of a gap.
And you, obviously your group, your organization does so much to try to meet that demand. Now, if somebody needs any assistance, how can they contact the Houston Food Bank, or where would you advise them to go? A local pantry? What's the best thing for them to do? Well,
we have actually all the local pantries are on our website, houstonfoodbank.org. We have Pantry Finder that will then tell you when this pantry is open and any restrictions. So it is the best way to find. And also there's United Ways 211.
Now, if this shutdown lasts for weeks, what do you expect is going to be the biggest challenge for the Houston Food Bank? I know you said it really depends on WIC and SNAP, but outside of that, what's the biggest challenge for y'all?
Well, just being able to keep up with the big surge in need. There's expectations. It's kind of what we do. Is we try and step in, and if it's a huge number of people that are impacted, it's going to be very difficult. Of course, the more the community comes in to help, the biggest thing is our ability to accept problem donations from the food industry, and that's where our volunteers come in handy, where we can say yes to something that has to be reworked and distributed out. So getting more volunteers will help a great deal, and of course the funding to be able to pay for that. But I think the main thing to hope for is that let's hope that this is a very short shutdown.
Yeah.
Because it's just bad. The government doesn't save money when it shuts down. It just disrupts lives. It disrupts the economy. It's just all bad. So hopefully this won't last long.
Yeah, a lot to unpack here, but thank you so much for joining us. And if anybody at home would like to help the Houston Food Bank, you can go to our website or their website to find ways to volunteer. And help in any way that you can. Jacob and Alona coming up in the next half hour. I'll share everything you need to know about this shutdown, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you too.
All right, Julissa, thank you, and thank you, Brian Greene, for coming in.